What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and today we are back to talk about Yelena Belova. She was just announced in the game that it's coming soon, so probably in the Thursday or something she will be available to buy offer, and then she'll be coming to Blitz. So we are going to take a look at her kit as stats, and then I'm going to give you my opinion and what I'm going to do myself, if I'm going to buy the offer, if I'm going to invest red stars and so on. So yeah, so with all that said, if you like the information, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so let's get started. Let's take a look at her kit. She is Hero, Global, Skill, Blaster and Military. She's part of the new team that we have available in the game, Skill, Military, and this is not really a team. I guess the team is her and the Red Guardian, and then we have these other recycled characters that are also skilled and military, which is Killmonger, Mercenary Soldier and Punisher. So yeah, it's just characters that were not so great on any other team, so they have an opportunity of being a little bit better on this one. So taking a look at their abilities, we have the basic attack, single target damage for 250% damage, gain assist from a random skill military ally or Black Widow ally. Now this Black Widow ally might be a hint that in the future we might have a red room trait or some red room tag for a team. Right now it's not the case, we don't have that tag yet in the game, so this is just a hint that might be something coming in the future. If this character or any ally has stealth, transfer 2 positive effects excluding taunt on primary target. So once again, this is a very good situation in case you have Black Widow. If that's not the case, then her basic it's not that great, or you'll get its utility way down the line in the match. Now taking a look at her special, cost 4, comes full, transfer 1 positive effect excluding taunt from the primary target to self and all skill military allies. From what we have seen from OMG's video on the test server, you can steal defense up, and if you give this defense up to Killmonger, he's going to activate his passive. Now attack primary target for 280% damage and apply disrupt for 2 turns. Now many people are saying that because of this specific ability, this team is going to destroy the Marauders. And while yes, that's true, this type of ability, applying disrupt, for example, to Strife, is a great ability, that doesn't mean that it's going to destroy the team. We have other teams that do exactly the same. Miles with the Young Avengers. Miles actually applies disrupt for 2 turns for 3 characters, not only 1, like this one. And no one is using Young Avengers against the Marauders, even that, yes, Young Avengers can counter the Marauders at 400k and above in terms of power, and they can even punch up against the Marauders. After this ability, you gain stealth for 2 turns, so only after you use the special, you'll be able to use the basics to its full extent, unless you have Black Widow or another character that comes early on with stealth. Now we have the ultimate, attack primary target and adjacent targets for 300% damage, clear all deflects. Now, while it's true that the Marauders have the blob sometimes, not always, and because of that you might have a lot of deflects, this doesn't really apply too much to the Marauders. Yes, Strife can get deflects with his taunt, but it's not something very common as it's based on an ability that has a long cooldown. So while it has some effect against that specific team, it's not like the biggest counter, and I could see this team being way more useful against other teams like the Sinister Six that spawn with deflects, or any other team that spawns with deflects. Overall, I mean, if you are using this team on war, and if it's a big ass team on defense, they usually have the deflect, so maybe this will always be useful, but I would not say that is like super great. Now attack, this attack gets 50% extra crit chance. Now there is some people like don't understand the difference between crit chance and crit damage. Crit chance is your ability to get a critical strike, and critical strike chance is great, but it has a lot of diminishing returns, so it starts to become good beyond 25%, and then 50% is very good, but then when you reach around 60 to 70%, 75%, you start to get a lot of diminishing returns. It means that the higher you try to get the critical, the less benefit you get. On the other hand, the critical damage is way better because it always adds up on top of each other, so as long as you have a decent enough critical hit chance, the more critical hit damage you get, the better. And it doesn't have effects of diminishing returns, unlike critical hit chance. This attack cannot be blocked, so this is another mention, and once again we don't have characters that block on the Marauders team, so while this character can be okay against the Marauders, it can also be very good against the Wave 1 Avengers, or against the Asgardians, or against the Sinister Six, because of Dr. Octopus getting charges, and those charges grant him block chance and speed up and so on. So the usability of this character might be a little bit broader than just the Marauders. Now with her passive on offense up gains stealth. Strange. I don't know any character that give her offense up, but this is a little bit weird. And while this character has stealth, gain 100% crit damage. Now this is very good. If you have the chance of getting this character in stealth early on, which you can with her special, this will allow you to do insane amount of burst damage with her ultimate, getting 50% extra crit chance plus 100% crit damage. That's just massive, and that can destroy one character potentially. Lower the crit chance of all enemies by minus 25%. This is not very relevant, at least for now. Maybe in the future, if we have X Factor as a defensive team, and then we have this one as an offense, this character will have a little bit more value. But right now, in terms of this ability, it's not that great because most characters only have 10% crit chance, and minus 25 is not going to be that relevant. Lower the chance to assist on non-attack abilities of all enemies by 25% per skill military ally. Now once again mentioning the Marauders, and specifically Mystique and Sabretooth, this ability can affect their passives that grant those additional attacks whenever you use an ability that is non-damaging ability. That comes from Mr. Sinister, that comes from Strife's Taunt, and that comes also from the abilities from Emma Frost. But to be honest, which was the time where the Marauders got a defensive win out of doing more damage to you than the damage you can do to them? It's very rare. Most of the times if this happens is because you are trying like some crazy punch up or something like that, but this is so rare that I really don't see the point of this ability, especially against that team. But once again, maybe this will be more useful against other characters. Now overall, thinking about this character, it's definitely more for offense than defense, which is sad because we'll have the other character, the Red Guardian, that could have a lot of potential for Alliance Wars defense. So I think this team is a little bit divided, and I'm not exactly sure. Now, taking a look at their abilities once again, the multipliers that we have on all the damaging abilities, the multipliers are not that high. So let's take a look at our stats and see if the base damage compensates or not the situation. So in terms of health, the health is not that great, but she's a blaster, so we can't expect too much. Then the damage is pretty good at 30,000. I think she is around the same level as Symbiote Spider-Man and Hela, which makes that a very high tier. Then the armor is okay. The focus is not that great. And does she need focus? Yes, she needs focus to apply the disrupt and to clear these deflects. So this might be a problem. 12,000 is just borderline okay. And if you are facing the Marauders, which is the team that most people think this team will be able to counter, then this becomes a huge situation, because you have Strife's passive that gives a lot of resistance, and I'm not sure if she'll have enough focus to apply disrupt to him. And once again, this is another reason why Miles is way better, because when Miles does his ultimate, he has thousands and thousands of focus added to that specific ability. So yeah, I think a few people are going to get this character thinking that it's going to be a counter for the Marauders, and then when they try it out, and especially because most of the Marauders are at very high level in terms of gear, they have high level, they have high gear, they have high yellow stars, high red stars, and this character will not be maxed out anytime soon for most people. And in terms of speed, her speed is not great as well, and in terms of critical hit chance, she doesn't have the highest critical hit chance either. So this character is all over the place, and the same goes for the team. I think this team is all over the place, and to be honest, I'm not going to invest on this team at all. Maybe on Red Guardian, because once again he has a lot of potential outside of this team, but this character specifically, I already decided that I'm not even going to buy the offer. I'm just going to do the blitz and get her to 3 yellow stars or 4 or whatever, because I don't think that for a long time she'll be useful for any specific event, that she'll be useful for Dark Dimension or raids. I don't think she'll be useful for unlocking a legendary. So with all that in mind, there is no point on getting the character, investing red stars on it, or investing ISO8 or something like that. So I'll just wait for the blitz, I will unlock the character, and I will let it sit in the bench until it makes sense to invest in this character, which I don't think it will be anytime soon. So yeah guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope I gave you some information, useful information about this character and why I think that this character is not going to be great. And once again, Red Guardian will have a video about him, and where I will see him having a lot of potential, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force videos. If you found the information helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. And if you would like to support the channel, you can do that by becoming a member, and that will also allow you to join my Discord. And we'll have some giveaways going on there, so stay tuned for that as well. And I'll catch you guys later.